for all things Halloween. This is Hauntformer, and it's time for me to play catch-up. I was on a little hiatus, and I wasn't able to talk about all of the prop, animatronic, whatever you want to call them, releases. I kind of took a little break from talking about them, but I didn't want to leave you high and dry without giving my little 2 cents, in case you care so much about Hauntformer's opinions on all this stuff. Because I know these videos, you tend to enjoy them. I like to talk about this stuff too. So, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and talk about it. I don't know where to start, honestly. I guess we should start with, let's start with Distortions. How's that sound? We'll start with something that a lot of people have, you know, messaged me about and asked me about my opinion for. That is the new Distortions Edgar Allan Poe life-size prop. This thing is really cool, and being a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, I can really appreciate all of the detail put into this guy. He's a tall prop, he's pretty lifelike, it's honestly kind of creepy, and like I said, if you're a big fan of Edgar Allan Poe, you're probably going to want to get this guy. I have one issue with it. It's not so much with the prop itself, it's more so about what I could use it for, is that I don't really know where I would put Mr. Poe if I got him, especially coming from a haunter's perspective. But certainly for a home piece, I think he would be great to have in your living room, heck, in your bedroom. Doesn't really matter where. Edgar Allan Poe is quite the marvel. I could see him even being at libraries around Halloween time to celebrate the history of horror books and horror stories. That would be really cool to see. But Distortions, as always, knocked it out of the park with him. I'm excited to see if they do more giant, like 6-foot guys around that price bracket, because I think those would sell really, really well, especially after the Nosferatu. I would love to see more, so Distortions, keep doing what you're doing. Really cool stuff. Now, let's talk about some other stuff. I know Morris uploaded 2 new animatronics, though it's technically 1, really. The Jack Prowler, I guess. There's 2 versions of this guy, basically. There's one version where he's got legs, and another version where it's just a drape. And I don't know what the general consensus in the Haunter world is on which one's better. I kind of like the detail of having the legs, but I heard some people complaining about the proportions of the legs, so I can see why that would be an issue. I know a lot of people, ever since there was a photo released of the silhouette of this character, people were guessing as to what he might be. And lo and behold, it's another Grim Reaper and a pumpkin. Which, it's not the worst thing in the world to me, but after all that hype and waiting to see what it is, to find out that it's just another Grim Reaper, it was a little disappointing in my opinion. I think it's a very generic prop. I like the fact that it has the pumpkin, so there's kind of a dynamic where he can talk to a different character, but the pumpkin just looks like the Gemmy thriller pumpkin. It doesn't even look like it's supposed to be scary. I don't know guys, I'm a no-go on it, and that's not to be a downer on Morris, because I know they have potential, and I know SVI has the potential to do really great props. I'm just not feeling it on this one. And the same, like, I am the demon monster, pumpkin, Grim Reaper. It's getting a little old at this point. I've never been a fan of talkie props because I don't think they work in haunts very well. This guy could really be great as a intro prop before you walk into the haunted attraction, or something you could display on your front lawn. I think he'd work really well for that. I don't really have a purpose for that, so I'm gonna say no on him for my personal pick. But I'm pretty sure I'll be proven wrong by a lot of you in the comments below who will obviously really enjoy him. I just think the contrast between this really dark, creepy Reaper and then this lighthearted looking goofy pumpkin is weird. And I'm a big fan of the Grim Reaper in the sense of that what that represents, that it's death personified as this character with the sickle. I think there's a lot you could do with that character, but we just keep seeing the same thing over and over again. And I really wish they could do something different with the death character that isn't just the same Reaper with the same audio. I digress, though. I digress. Moving on to Sunstar. Sunstar has even made some new prop waves, and I can't say I'm too excited. There's a remake of Rosemary, which people ever since the first Rosemary was out, have been talking about a new Rosemary. I like the old Rosemary. I think she was a really creepy zombie prop. This new one, though, is weird. It's not terrible. It reminds me a lot of the old one. It has the same audio as the old one. I think it needs a little more gore, and I think they need to change the color of the outfit to white so we can really see the blood stains on it. But the biggest gripe I've seen is that people have been complaining, one, about the face complexion of the character, and two, the fact that the proportions are weird and that she looks like clearly like a pole with fabric. It looks very cheaply made, which is rather disappointing. Sunstar, well, I shouldn't say she's not really Sunstar, but, you know, they kind of, those companies kind of work together. They're all pulled from the same place, the Gemmy, Sunstar, whatever. They also made a Nightcrawler, their own version, and... I thought it was a joke. It's not. This is legit. I don't know who thought of this. I don't know who greenlit this thing. It's so bad. I'm not gonna walk away. I'm not gonna walk away. But I have to emphasize that it's so silly that I hope it actually makes it to stores, because I would love to see this thing in person. It's so laughably weird. And I don't even know how they got away with it, because they just essentially ripped off from the Nightcrawler, which is so weird to me. But all that to say, Nightcrawler ripoff, Rosemary remake, new Jack Stalker, and even Edgar Allan Poe. So a lot of new props coming our way for 2021. What are you thinking about this year so far? Are you excited? Are you hesitant to see what maybe some other companies, Spirit Halloween or Techie, or even more Gemmy stuff? I know Gemmy even released a Zero prop, which I didn't really talk about, but I just wanted to throw it in because I know a lot of people on this channel are big fans of Nightmare Before Christmas, so let me know all of your opinions down in the comments. I appreciate you for watching this video, and remember, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.